Welcome back to Muddy Creek Farmstead. It's been a week with some highs and some lows. We did lose 3 of our Barred Plymouth Rock chicks, which is never easy, but that's just part of raising animals and building this farm right. You learn from it and you keep moving forward. We also dealt with a few cases of pasty bug. Got those taken care of, and the rest of the chicks are doing well and settling in. Today, we are focused on a couple projects around the place. We're removing our old front door and installing a new one. The old door won't go to waste. We are planning to reuse it for our brooder room out at the barn. We're also working on our side-by-side. The battery has been dying because of an electrical draw from the lights, so we'll be repairing and installing the proper shut-off switch to fix that issue. Just real life, real projects, and steady progress. Let's get into it.
So it's about 50 degrees out today, a little on the chilly side. We got a lot of wind, so that's what makes it chilly. So we're gonna work on getting the storm door off, and then we'll see how far we get, see if we can't get that area prepped, see if I can't get some house wrap on that, and then put in a new front door potentially. And then once we get that done, then I'm gonna put in a storm door, and then kind of get this project underway and get going.
You know, one thing I've learned building at Muddy Creek Farmstead is that if you want something to truly be yours, you've got to be willing to work for it. Nothing out here just happens on its own. The coop pad doesn't level itself. The doors don't install themselves. The animals don't raise themselves. And sometimes things don't go the way you hoped. Like losing a few chicks this week. That's hard, but it's part of it too. Working hard isn't just about being busy. It's about taking ownership. It's about looking at a piece of ground and saying, I'm going to turn this into something. It's about seeing an old door and thinking, I can reuse that. I can build something with that. It's about fixing an electrical problem instead of letting the side-by-side sit there with a dead battery. When you build something with your own 2 hands, it means more. Every board, every shovel full of dirt, every early morning feeding, it becomes part of your story. Nobody can take that from you. Muddy Creek isn't just a place, it's an effort. It's lessons learned the hard way. It's small improvements stacked up day after day. And it's knowing that even when things don't go perfectly, you're still moving forward. At the end of the day, working hard isn't just about success, it's about building something that's truly yours. And that's what we're trying to do here, one project at a time.
Well, as you can see, we've got the storm door or screen door off. So now I'm going to take what's called the brick molding trim off of the door jamb. Get that all exposed, clean up that bottom area a little bit, and then just kind of see where we're at.
Here I am taking off the trim around the door, and we just put this up not too long ago. It almost feels wrong tearing into something you just finished. But the truth is, it's not because we did it wrong the first time. It's because we're building on a budget. You do what you can with what you have. When you make it work, you get it functional, you use the materials you can afford at the time, and later on, when you're in a better position, you can come back and improve it. That's how a lot of life works. Not everyone gets to do everything the exact way they want right out of the gate. Sometimes you build in phases. Sometimes you sacrifice the perfect version for the possible version. And that's okay. There's a lesson in that. You don't have to wait until everything is ideal to start building something, whether that's a house, a farm, a business, or even your own life. Start where you are. Use what you have. Improve it when you can. Progress doesn't have to happen fast to be meaningful. Sometimes slow, steady building, even if that means redoing things later, is what keeps you moving forward without putting yourself in a hole. And that's what we're doing here, just building one step at a time. I figured something out over the years. There are two different definitions of done. My definition of done is the project works. My wife's definition of it's done is it works and it doesn't look like a tornado went through the garage. I used to think I could fix something, build something, or install something, and that was it, job complete. Meanwhile, there's a screwdriver on the counter, wire clippings on the floor, a pile of, I might need this later, sitting in the corner for the next 6 months. And nothing will make you question your life's choices faster than hearing, so, are you planning on cleaning that up? It's funny how fast a proud moment can turn into a character-building moment. But I've learned the real mark of maturity isn't just being able to start a project, it's finishing them all the way. Tools put up, trash thrown away, floor swept. Because a peaceful house is worth way more than winning the argument and whether I was technically finished. And let's be honest, putting the tools away takes 5 minutes. Sleeping on the couch lasts a whole lot longer. So I check on our chicks at least 3 to 5 times a day. When they're this young, things can change fast, and I'd rather catch something early than too late. When I went out there this time, I noticed a few of them looked like they had pasty butt. If you've raised chicks before, you know that this is something that really have to stay on top of. It doesn't look like much at first, but if it blocks them up, it can turn serious pretty quick. As I was looking over them, I noticed one had died. That makes the third one we've lost in just a few short days. It's never easy to see. You try to do everything right. Clean brooder, fresh water, good feed, proper temperature, and sometimes you'll still lose a few. With chicks, especially right after shipping or a big transition, it can happen. Stress, dehydration, temperature swings. There's a lot of variables with these birds this young. I went ahead and removed and properly disposed of the chick. Then I focused on the ones that had pasty butt. We filled up our sink with warm water, not hot, just warm enough to loosen everything up safely. We gently soaked each one of them carefully and cleaned them off. You've got to be patient and not pull it because you can hurt them if you're not careful. After they were cleaned up, we made sure that they were completely dry and then put them back in the brooder. This is important too. You don't want them to go back into the brooder damp and getting chilled. Once they were dried off, we got them straight back under the heat. That's really what raising chicks is at this stage. Staying observant, catching small issues early, and handling them right way. It's not always fun part of farming, but it's part of the responsibility. All you can do is learn, keep adjusting, and do your best for the ones that are here and thriving. These are quail eggs. We're on day 6 of incubation. They're doing just well. So we've been having a few issues with our side-by-side battery dying. I installed some rock lights on it before last Christmas for the Christmas parade in town. And ever since then, it's been slowly dying, draining the battery. Over the last 3 or 4 days is about the time span. At first, I didn't think much of it, but after charging it a few times and noticing the same pattern, it became pretty clear that there's a constant draw coming from those lights. They're wired in, but without a proper switch cutting power completely. They're just pulling juice all the time. So it's time to fix that problem the right way. We're going to install a dedicated switch that will give power to the rock lights when we actually want them to turn on. This should eliminate the constant draw and keep the battery from going dead when it sits. One thing I do like about the way they are wired right now is I've got them tied into the brake light switch, so when you press the brake pedal, all the rock lights turn red. I actually think that that's a great feature, especially when we're trail riding at night with friends. It makes it really clear when you're slowing down or stopping. It adds a little extra visibility and safety. Once we get the electrical issues sorted out, we're going to upgrade a few more things inside. I'm planning to install a glove box and tablet phone holder on the dash to make it more functional. After that, I will be removing the standard cigarette lighter power plug and replacing it with a new USB power supply outlet. That way we can charge our phones or the tablet directly without power adapters. Just cleaning up the wiring and making it more reliable and adding a little convenience while we're at it. Cleaned up here. So this is what we're going to be putting in here. Looks like getting the seal, some screws. So may end up having to take the windshield off to get this mounted, but I think it's going to go something like that. Obviously we'll use the seals and we'll get it all lined up and go from there. But you can put your phone in here or a tablet, and then it's kind of like a glove box. Alright, let's get started.
push down a little bit, and I'm going to drill a 1/4 inch hole as it states, and then everything gets a bolt, a washer, and on these. It's just these two, and that's it. Alright, after a lot of course action, we'll just leave it at that. This switch panel was quite the booger to get back in there. It is a push-pull, the tabs, but it's very hard to get lined up underneath here. And then there's 2 metal bars that came down, and they have to get slotted right back in to the metal receivers. So I had to go to the passenger side, crawl under there, get the top in, fold the brackets in a little bit, get it pulled back, and then I had to slide them back up into the deal, all while still maintaining up here. But that's the way it's always been, always fit. Everything opens, clears, so, and it starts right up. Everything works, run diff, active. So yeah, there we go. Alright, try to keep you out of the sun here. Console. There's that switch. It actually only turns, it's not a switch, it's a USB charger. Only turns on when the buggy's on. We got our rock lights and pod lights. Can't really see because of the sun coming in the garage, but everything is all back together. Seats are back in, tunnels in, our trash sack. So yeah, there it is.
You know, this is what building something looks like. Sometimes it's dealing with loss in the brooder. Some days it's tearing apart something you just built because you're improving it. And other days it's chasing down electrical problems that's draining a battery for months. It's not always flashy. It's not always perfect, but it's real. We're just trying to build Muddy Creek the best way we can, learning as we go, fixing problems when they show up, and make steady progress one project at a time. If you enjoyed following real-life farm projects like this, the wins, the setbacks, and everything in between, we'd appreciate it if you hit that like button and consider subscribing to our channel. We've got a lot more coming. Thanks for being with us here at Muddy Creek Farmstead, and we'll see you in the next one.